What is going on, YouTube? My name is Lucas, and today I'm going to give you some positive insight on Workhorse because, well, there's a lot riding on this company. If you guys are interested in Workhorse, continue watching right after this. Today's video is sponsored by The Coffee Grind. It is based out of Southern Oregon with a partnership with a roaster that is based out of California. The name The Coffee Grind was originated because they want their coffee to be the one that gets you through the daily grind and to give you an opportunity to continue to grind for more. This company was created by amazing people with a great mindset, so part of the money from each purchase goes to a charity. I could not be more proud to be connected to this company, so swing by and check it out. Also use hashtag StockGrinder and receive 15% off your order. This stock was absolutely racing out the gate. Alright, I'm gonna stop. But in all seriousness, this stock was absolutely on fire. For 3 months, it was up 642%. I mean, that blows out Virgin Galactic, who is still trying to get to the moon. I mean, this thing was just on fire. So the question is now that the dust is settled, now that we're kind of settling in, what is next for this company? And oh man, there are a ton of haters out there, especially on this stock, and for the life of me, I can't figure out why. So, with that being said, I'm going to provide you guys some facts. And those facts are going to be, revolving around Workhorse and why it is the best EV company besides powerhouse Tesla right now. So let's think about this. They have tested a series of their trucks and they have put 5 million miles on them. They've tested that many miles on these trucks. On top of that, they've partnered with UPS and they've been doing that partnership for 6 years now. And what's unique about that is 4 of those years they were constantly bouncing ideas off of UPS. Hey, what do you like about this truck? What do you think we should improve on? And they continuously kept building and building and building. And, UPS keeps coming back for more. They keep sticking their hand into the cookie jar. Some more facts for you. And I think this is one of the biggest ones. They are currently on pace for the end of the year to have produced 300 to 400 vehicles. I mean, so the next thing that I'm going to talk about too is they've also started producing the vehicles for Ryder. Ryder is obviously a rental vehicle company, and Workhorse is kind of helping them out in a way. And in return, Ryder is helping Workhorse out in a way. What they're doing is basically they're allowing their vans to be distributed to Ryder in a series of avenues. And what they're going to do is they're also going to kind of get some, data from those. They're going to get some information from those, and they're going to continue to progress and get better at their EV vans, while also still benefiting and selling those vans to Ryder and making some profits off of those. Some more facts that I'm going to keep piling on because I think it's important to understand why I am so backed behind this company. And so the next thing is that the United States Postal Service is obviously offering a $6.3 billion contract. That's been all over the news. It's a headliner. I mean, this is a monster contract. So Workhorse is doing everything it possibly can to really just be theirs. I mean, they want to own this thing. So currently they are in the race with 3 other companies, and I believe those other 3 companies are going to be hybrid type vehicles. Now, what's unique about Workhorse and those other 3, currently Workhorse is the only one that is a true zero emission electrical vehicle. All the other ones, like I said, are hybrids. How I do things is facts on facts on facts, so we're going to continue on with that. So, just for your information, Workhorse is the first EV medium duty battery EV manufacturer to be EPA and CARB approved. Those are the certificates I'm talking about, and those are absolutely huge. They're going to help with emissions. They're going to help with Workhorse getting on the road and getting out into different states. They're going to help supply. There's so much that this certificates is going to help with Workhorse. So I'm going to jump over here and really provide you the information on those. So obviously EPA stands for Environment Protection Agency, but CARB is newer and it could help Workhorse in the future. CARB stands for California Air Resources Board. They recently passed a few rules that are in favor of the EV. The new rule they implemented states that all commercial trucks and vans sold in the state must be zero emission by 2045. But wait, there is more. California regulators are mandating that half of all trucks sold in the state must be zero emission by 2035. The major one, the absolute just big one for Workhorse, is basically all last mile delivery vehicles must be switched over by 2040. Obviously that is a lot of time, since we're in 2020, that's still 20 years away. But the thing is, and we have to understand, Workhorse is steps ahead of any other EV company when it comes to putting the last mile delivery service out there. And we have yet again even talked about the Horsefly, the drone, the last mile delivery drone. This thing is absolutely amazing, and they got patents on it. It's going to be capable of so much, and I haven't even cracked into that yet. So the state of California also stated they're in talks with 7 other states to adapt the exact same or very similar system. So what's that going to do? That's only going to help Workhorse in the future of getting into other states, and especially with those rules being implanted, that's only going to benefit Workhorse even more. That's just huge news. So another thing that is facts that is going to help get the United States Postal Service contract. I'm going to swing over here because this is a mouthful. So Workhorse also announced today it closed its $70 million financing from institutional investors. Now, the actual $70 million is the old news, but closing on it is the new news. So the financing gives us almost $110 million of cash to support our accelerated production efforts and working capital needs, said Workhorse CEO Dwayne Hughes. With the first 2 C-Series trucks officially sent to Ryder Systems earlier this week, production and delivery are now underway. While the majority of our annual targeted deliveries will be in the fourth quarter, the certification from the EPA and the California Air Resources Board expand our early technology leadership position and only fully permitted last mile EV OEM with outstanding sales orders currently building vehicles for commercial use across the country. So this shows another monster step in obtaining the USPS contract. It demonstrates they're ramping up production, and it also helps out with their capital needs. So let me just say this, if I had a bucket and it was full of facts, I would dump that onto you right now because I'm about to give you some more. So continue on over here. Workhorse is the only pure play in the EV delivery vehicle space. We kind of expected that and knew that as of right now. Workhorse can produce 60,000 vehicles at its Indiana manufacturing facility. And that is key, and I'm going to tell you why here in a second. $50,000 is the average sales price of the last mile delivery vehicles. If that's the sales price, I'm wondering what kind of discounts they're going to get. Obviously, with it being zero emission and what kind of tax write-offs can come with that and all kinds of other stuff. But as of right now, $50,000 is going to be the average sales price. $3 billion is the projected revenue for 60,000 delivery vehicles. So here is where I'm going to connect that earlier. If it's going to be $3 billion projected revenue, the United States Postal Service contract is $6.3 billion, but they are seeking anywhere from 180,000 to 200,000 vehicles to be manufactured. Who knows what kind of money that's going to bring from that. $18 billion is the annual addressable market for the last mile delivery vehicles. And that's according to Good Car, Bad Car automotive sales data and statistics. 6 is the number of years Workhorse has partnered with UPS. 2, the number of years the company has worked side by side with UPS to develop the C1000. So I'm going to bring this microphone a little closer and I'm going to repeat that to you guys. 2 is the number of years the company has worked side by side with UPS to develop the C1000. So Lucas, what does that mean? Well, that means that they have been trying to perfect, trying to master the delivery vehicle for the United States Postal Service. That's what they're doing. They're going all out for this contract. Let's put this back so I don't blow your guys' eardrums out. The next thing is 5 million is the number of miles already driven by Workhorse, and I stated to you guys earlier, that is insane. There is no other EV company coming up right now that has done that at all. 5 million! The next thing is 7, the number of patents that has currently been granted to Workhorse, and they are still working on 4 more, which probably have to do with the horsefly. Maybe the horsefly has already been patented, but I'm pretty sure they're getting that patent right now. And finally, Workhorse has a 10% equity stake in Lordstown Motors, and I've talked about that in my last 2 videos. And what's so unique is that they have a royalty, and I can't remember the exact number of vehicles of the W15 pickup truck that have to be made to make that royalty, but they still own a stake in Lordstown Motors. Guys, do not sleep on Workhorse. I am telling you, this thing may take some time, but they're doing it right. They're not feeding you a bunch of BS on saying, hey, we're 2 to 3 years out from even putting a vehicle on the road. Clearly, I stated they've had 5 million miles under their belt. They are making so many advancements. I mean, it's unreal just as a company what they're doing. They have the right leadership in place. They are getting their hands on the right things at the right times, and they're doing the right procedures. I mean, I've invested in this company. I'm currently at 1,300 shares in this company, and I'm going to continue to plug away because I believe so much into this company. And just hearing their message on some of their stuff, I went and listened to their conference calls. They are pushing to be the best possible EV delivery company that they can possibly be. And in my opinion, the sky is the limit. They're only focusing on this single niche right now, which is the last mile, which on top of that is added with the horsefly. Who knows what is next once they get going and they really start generating revenue, and if they get this United States Postal Service contract, they will be profitable. That's the thing, we forget in our minds that Tesla is just now becoming a profitable company, and that was a couple quarters ago. I mean, look how long it took Tesla to become a profitable company. So it's going to take a little bit of time for Workhorse, but when they do, this thing, who knows what the stock price could be. You know, you have so many people out there that are scrutinizing it and saying, oh, it had its run, it had its time, which is true. It just took off and blew up and did its thing. But there is no reason to settle on this stock. And if it does continue to dip, let's say it gets down to the 10s, even the $8 mark, throw money at it. That's just my opinion. I am not a financial advisor by no means, and I'm telling you personally what I'm doing. I'm going to continue to plug money into it. I'm going to keep pushing money to it. My goal is to get as many shares as I possibly can before they break out the news of the United States Postal Service contract. As an investor or even as a trader, I suggest you swing by and take a look at Workhorse and catch this bad boy when it is on a low, because eventually it's not going to be there anymore. And you guys know how I do it. If you enjoy this video, smash that like button. It helps out tremendously. And if you enjoy the content, because I'm going to keep the content flowing, subscribe to my channel. And as always, have a good day.